Today, we are going to talk about how to produce appropriate goats that suit your production system and at the same time be in position to meet the demands of your target market. As goat farmers, by and large, success of our goat farming business depends on two centers of attraction. The first one is having the passion for what we do as goat farmers. Then the second one is the ability to continuously produce appropriate goats that suit our target markets. Remember, we basically have two types of markets. We have the local market and then the export market. And both markets are interested in us supplying breeding stock, that is the bucks and does, and also supplying meat goats, that is goats for slaughter. So for us to be able to sustainably produce those appropriate goats that suit our production systems and at the same time be in position to meet the demands of our target market, we need to appreciate two things. We need to appreciate how quality goats are produced, and we also need to appreciate how to minimize production costs, because the rate of return from our goat enterprises by and large depends on two factors. It depends on our ability to supply the best goats, that is goats of high quality, and also our ability to minimize costs of production. Now, let us discuss the two factors. How do we produce quality goats? We produce quality goats by being able to manipulate the strengths that exist within our goat flocks. We have two lines here. We have the male line and the female line. Both lines have strengths in them, and these are the strengths that we combine during our breeding or mating season to come up with appropriate goats that will suit the demands of our target markets. The strengths in our goat flock is what is referred to as the performance traits. Some of the performance traits that the male line carries are their ability to grow fast, their ability to have a bigger sized body or frame size, and then their ability to have traits of high carcass quality. And for the female line, we look at traits like their mothering ability. Then we look at traits like ability to produce more than one kid, their fertility rate. Those are some of the traits that we look at. So when joining the male and female line, it is always important that we look for the strengths that exist within our male and female lines in order to come up with the best offsprings or the appropriate offspring that is going to be demanded by the target market. Remember, we are saying that for us to maximize returns on the investment, we also have to take care of the production costs. And the production costs come with understanding or appreciating our production systems. Now, today I also want to give you 4 very important planning strategies that you should always use as a goat farmer in planning or when considering the strengths of your male and female lines, such that at the end of the day you'll be able to come up with the appropriate products, that is the breeding stock and then meat goats that will be demanded by your target market. So whenever you consider joining your goats for multiplication, you should always ask yourself 4 questions. You should always ask yourself if when joining the male and female, the offspring that will come up at the end of the day will be in position to contribute to the quality of the type of product that you want. That is, the genetic quality of the offspring should be able to match that is demanded by your target market. And the mating should also be able to take care of the numbers that are demanded by your target market. Remember, for you to come up with high quality offsprings, we need to join the best males with the best females. And then for us to be able to meet the quantity requirements or the numbers that are demanded by our target market, we need to consider only breeding goats that are able to produce more than one kid. So those are the strengths I was talking about in the female line. Then the second area is when we are joining our male and female lines, we should also ask ourselves whether the joining will be able to maximize profitability of our goat enterprise. Remember, it doesn't make economic sense for you to join your male and female lines and at the end of the day you come up with very good goats whose maintenance requirements are also high. When you come up with goats whose maintenance requirements are high, that means that you are also going to affect your returns on investment, because goats requiring high maintenance requirements will always divert most of their feed intake to maintenance. Yet we need goats that are of low maintenance requirements such that most of the feed that they eat is converted into meat. Then the other factor that we need to look at when joining our male and female lines to come up with products that are demanded by our target market is genetic diversity. Our goats are genetically different, and when you get to know that, then you'll be able to come up with mating programs that will maximize the genetic potential that does exist within your male and female lines. And remember, when you're able to effectively manipulate the strengths that exist within your goat herd, then you also take advantage of hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor comes as a result of the offsprings of the male and female line being able to perform much better than the average of their parents. Then the last point that is also critical in reducing costs of production is that always ask yourself whether the goats that you're producing at the end of the day will be able to perform within the limits of your production system. Remember, we produce goats in different production systems, and the offsprings through our mating plans should be able to perform within the limits of the production system. These production systems have so many challenges that include parasite burdens, poor pastures, scarcity of pastures, the environment. All that contributes to maximizing profitability of your goat enterprise, because like I said, high maintenance goats will lead to high production costs, and at the end of the day lower your returns on your goat enterprise. So those are very important planning strategies that you need to always look at in order for you to produce the appropriate goats that suit your target market at the lowest production cost possible.